more power to them. Absolutely. All right, can we stand for the pledge of allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We have a moment of silence. Okay, this evening is Tuesday, June 1st already. We're in the 6th month. We're at the Municipal Center, and we're here in person in Visa YouTube. Can I have the roll call, please?
Scott Murphy.
Here.
Rick Weber. Here. Tom Board.
Here.
Rose Jackson. Here. Beth Skinner. Here. Chris Chapman is absent, and Susan Russell is here.
Okay, if we could review the minutes of council meeting of May 18th, May 20th, and May 25th, and I'll take any additions or corrections and common consent if everything looks good.
Beth had a couple of corrections for me, and I think I got everything that you brought out. So, yeah.
Okay.
It was,
All right.
what did the,
Yes,
reporter-
absolutely. Anybody got any other things other than the additions and corrections that need to be? If so, common consent then, everybody okay? All right, we don't have any persons before council. Don't have a whole lot. I know, we, have gotten, and I'm gonna take Rick's thunder, cause I really wanna make an announcement. I haven't looked at it, but Rodney said, down on Congress Street where we did blacktopping, evidently somebody was down there. I don't know if they were pulling in the parking space or whatever. I don't know how bad it is, but they turned the wheel, kept turning the wheel, and they scarred up the new blacktop. Right,
Did
so
you make it down? Did you make-
I haven't looked at it. He told me to look at it, but I would appreciate people, if you're listening and you park on Congress Street by the Star Theater up by the church, to please be very, very careful. We just paved that road, and you know, paving isn't cheap, so I would appreciate that help. So anyway, and I'll tell you what, town was busy this weekend, even with the rain we had on Saturday, Sunday. I was out Saturday during the day and Sunday, and we had a lot of people walking around. Yesterday, there was a lot of people walking around, so I'm thinking that hopefully our business owners are going to do real well this season. So other than that, we're going to move on to Bath Development. And I guess they got a meeting tomorrow at 4:30, and we're going to do Visa Zoom or in person. Planning Commission, of course, everybody on council here is on Planning Commission. Anybody have anything for the Planning Commission? Okay. Rails and Trails then.
Okay, the Parks and Rec.
Oh, I'll get them.
So I sent you all 3 things this time. You got a status on everything, so I hope you guys are progress. We have had, this is thanks to the veteran in our LRS. We had the final report approved by DEP. And they have asked us to request the certificate of completion. A draft of that request was in the same final report, so hard to see. Presumably we will be able to turn this around. So pretty much that's it. You have the land use covenant, which has all been taken care of, recorded, and the release and obviously it says, and the certificate of completion. You have all things that you need to negotiate with CSX to release the deed. So that's good. In addition, Rebecca has some improvements planned, tidying up where we've had, where we're doing some, she's got a stockpiling to take care of plantings that are, make sure they're fertilized. And we do have an extension of the drain itself to the end of September. After I think in the last quarterly report, we actually took the keys, Sharon, we did this, took the keys of acres, told the world we were physically completely done. town wanted us to do that so that they could claim and then we got ordered, so we would write it, always the best way to do it. And so far so good. We have the funds. The relationship with me is just terrific and with you.
Right.
So let me jump ahead, and this is all of the kind of framework of the report here. Knowing that we learned a bunch, parcel 3, how to actually do physical remediation and key in the documents that you need to do it. So we drafted a letter, Scott, for you to send to everybody that explains to him what, in addition to what's on his drawings, needs to inform contractors and payments to do. So in other words, it's not just free run. Go do what you want. Throw down the orange battery stuff. You're going to stop. You're going to let the town know that it's done. So just look at it. Lydia, just look at it. She said, it's really, really nice stuff. So I think we need to tell them that. We also need to tell them that the town has the responsibility to take it, to do the documentation, and it's really the ones in charge of that. So we priced it. We've got the funds that were coming from the county. We take the request for the income hotel taxes. And we just call them move. Because it isn't clear to me what's on the drawings, so we won't close the drawings. It's classic. You reach a certain zone, the code of silence goes down, and nobody gets to see the drawings. But we might secretly be doing some things and what we did is in that whole thing. We agree.
And everything you just said would be in your notes also.
Yeah,
Right?
it's we got it. Yeah, no, I pretty much got it right because I only did this page. There's a couple other things. At the bottom of the thing, the state park project. I've seen the first funding agreement. Scott, you're going to get to sign it.
Right.
Remember that fund phase 4.
Mhm.
Now, you're signing it with somebody else's. So we thought, the town has no money for that. There's no fund in the town. That's coming from the foundation.
Right.
But we thought, maybe there ought to be we're calling a sponsorship agreement between you and that organization, that they're actually going to back you up and
Right.
going to give the town a check for the match. Because they're at the state's asking for a check from the town. When we went and did 4A and borrowed money from the town, $59,000. The town of the county signed a funding agreement. And I think we were going to do. It's kind of the same thing. The foundation is backing you up with their money. And things happen. So we put one together. I've sent it to Pete Gordon. At some point, I'll throw it in behind so we can take a look at it before it's
Right.
But I think we're jumping out in front of, we didn't ask for this. We
Yeah,
just
but it
figured,
might be a
we
good
just figured
idea.
you were gonna need it.
Yes.
So you'll see that probably in a week or two. They're not ready yet, this the second round.
Right.
But, all right, we're done with that, we're going to streetscape.
Yep. Move on.
All right, I sent you a brief sheet.
Mhm.
Sorry, this is maybe something. I found that it works when you're asking for someone to prove it, asking for them to sign something, but you should kind of tell them what it is, as opposed to 54 pages or so. So I will do these when they're looking for a signature or something. I think we put together the best shot, the best package we could get. One, it's based on what the community said needed to be done. Two, it's had refreshed estimates based on the horror of phase 4A. And I already talked with, we're now just actually talking about building. We sent them a whole package and just wrong with that doesn't mean we're great. It
Right.
just means what's going in, we can explain and defend quite easily. Also, we chose to spend the leftover money from the 18 because we found documents signed by a significant person at DOH that said that money is still available for never used. There you go. So, well, they obviously put together for the they've used it.
Right.
Now, this is better than some of the other estimates because it's conservative. So, I think what we're looking for is a resolution on the council, which is happening to these families in grant applications, that sort of empowers the mayor of construction to let that thing go. I don't think the thing needs your signature.
Right.
But you're in charge of releasing it, and of course we got Sally at the end of the keys, going to enter all of this stuff.
Right.
And the things that she's drafted down. So this is just empowering Sally to go ahead. It's not due till I think it's due next week. She's collecting the support copies, et cetera. So I would appreciate it if we could get a resolution.
I make a motion that we approve resolution 2021-07. This pertains to the Transportation Alternative Program grant application for funding for the purposes of constructing streetscape, state, town path improvements and sidewalks.
I have a motion, a second to accept resolution 2021-07. So any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion passes. We will sign the resolution.
Thank you. And last but not least, in the spirit of doing everything all at once, we got MCI to come back to town,
See that?
and they have laid the forms on 4 planners to produce level signs. We kind of agreed on slightly different and simpler fix, namely, start from the bank, level it from the front, so
Yeah.
full concrete. So they're happy about that. We asked them, Rebecca and I, Tom, working on it last week, and Rebecca said, can you please get these done first, because we'd like to prefer these.
And I tell you, the property owners along that street, which I'm one, full disclosure, and tenants, they're happy, and they're not the kind of people that you've heard a lot of frankly from about this, they just kind of go about their business, but believe me, the back of their mind is, when's this gonna get done in front of my place? When's it gonna look nice? You know, so, but they've been really good.
Yeah, I am amazed with that.
Yeah.
And of course, we did kind of bend over backwards with some of the big things and things like that, to look right.
Right.
Look, where things weren't found were supposed to be there, they built it.
Right.
The holdup was 9 pallets of papers. That our people gave them a fund, of course they were gonna do it, they did that. And I had a chance to talk with John Burns, District Property. He was, the contract with him. We had to find him some extra money, just in case MCI decided that was a cost item. Very rarely didn't help us the day we was in town and said, did they meet the dimensions at the site? Yes. Oh, there it is, we the drawing. I said, yeah, drawing. But John and I talked. He has recognized the same amount of money that I found. About $2,000. Believe it. Charleston did this. Get out. Talk to Mark. Google it. I said, Mark, if you agree with this, you can call Burns. Help. Because he doesn't know about that.
Right.
It's a process that do not tell the district how much they withheld because of the contingency. So he knows that. He also feels that we can get the fixes funded. If Susan, remember the thing besides that they want to fix, but you can't have any more money than you already have without telling how much you thought they had.
It's a fun game.
So-
It's a thing.
So, and there's some other things they're gonna fix. The concrete corner, one
Right.
that's not the same. And JP said he's going to get back to town. Maybe he to give him some more schooling on how to do the next as he said, it's the concrete corner in order to pay. But some burns, contractor should be on Monday. So we'll see.
Good.
But I am encouraged by how well everybody seems to get along. You know, it's the other trouble, that's part of the whole trouble. But we
Right.
all get very sort of get again. There again.
Yeah, so it's right.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Right, I'm done.
Thank you.
Do you have any questions?
Anybody got any questions for him on any of the rails, trails, streetscapes, grades on stuff, anything? All right.
Almost on diving, anything else you want to talk about? I have,
Thank you.
my fingerprints are all over the Sherwood helicopter.
Uh,
They're still around.
yep.
Okay.
All right, thank
Good
you.
night.
All right. Okay. We got the resolution done, so let's move on back to Parks and Rec. Did we hear anything from her?
Yeah, she sent you an email. She didn't have anything going on, just the usual. You can check out her Facebook page and her webpage if you'd like to see.
Seasonal activities.
All right, well then, we will move forward then to the train depot.
No, but I think there are people interested now in helping those people interested. Because the rail trail thing is coming up.
Right.
I'm hearing more talk about, what's going on there, you know, and so then that, there might be some extra help.
Well, I know he was waiting on the state to come back because he had to change all those numbers. Let's shoot him an email tomorrow.
I
if we
did.
can.
When I sent the agenda on Friday, I did ask if he would get back to us with an update. And I didn't know.
Yeah, give him a call, please. Okay, Landmarks Commission, we have resignations going on, so we'll discuss that at a later date. Contrary to your opinion, the commission will not die. We just need to appoint people as we go along. So they think that the commission will die if it will not. So, yeah, there's interest. I've had several people who are going up one guy that's possibly willing to step in as an architect and designer and all that. So, still talking to them. Clerk and recorders report. So, Madam Clerk, do you have any?
Just the early voting has started. It can come in Monday through Friday from 9 till 5 normal business hours, and Saturday from 9 till 1.
Today's next Tuesday.
Yeah, let's do it. Do you have anything? Madam? Okay. All right. Well, let's pay some bills then.
Okay, motion to pay the town bath bills, $31,853.46.
There is a motion, a second on the floor to pay the town of Bath bills in the amount of $31,853.46. Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Passes.
Okay, motion to pay the Berkeley Springs water bills, $1,271.30.
There is a motion, a second on the floor to pay the Berkeley Springs water work bills in the amount of $1,271.30. Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion passes.
Motion to pay the cemetery bills, the amount of $3,085.
A motion, a second on the floor. Do we have any discussion to pay the Greenway cemetery bills in the amount of $3,085? Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion passes. Okay, tree board, you had anything going on there?
We had a meeting last week, but there's nothing that's going to be brought to the town.
Grant? Okay, thank you, John. Public safety?
Two things. Danielle mentioned to me the end of the month, current business license expired. I mean, I go over going business license and new ones, or we're gonna continue to open.
My woman is giving me one thing, I don't know, I think Chris in the police committee, but I've never been.
We were gonna continue with the old ones, Tony, because we're still
Well,
researching something.
People that email me, we don't have to.
Just continue with the old ones as is.
Yeah.
Last month activities, we had, one misdemeanor and two misdemeanors and one felony report, 19 no report needed, two misdemeanor arrests, two property damage accidents, 62 citations, 9 warnings, 1 paper served, 59 uses, and parking tickets, 166. That's one down. I was out for over a week. We've been big slam with extra work at the sheriff's department. Hunters. Went to the second day of the academy. Haven't came home yet, so that's a good sign.
Yeah, yeah, very good song.
You hear anything about day one? Or
No, he must have been on time because I didn't get a text or a call from the academy saying it's late. He said come down Sunday night, stay and get up early.
Pretty tired probably.
That should be about it. Hopefully by Thursday, Marshall will have my truck done. So they don't have the parts. It's taking off the original truck and they took out some stuff. That should be done. They'll get out there and stored. Get switched over. Get seats in. They had kennel out. We'll advertise it to other departments, see if anybody has used for it, so that maybe we would use price. If somebody, if smaller departments don't have the money, then they can
Right.
they'll get rid of that thing. Other than that, me and Luke now, and at least get slammed with other work, so we'll just schedule accordingly and try to be out as much as I can.
With the kennel, do you ever anticipate getting another, explorer that we might need that in? I'm just throwing that out. Cause I hate to get rid of it and then turn around and,
Yeah. Probably not, but even so, with the newer bodies coming out,
it'll be different.
yeah, that'd be different. Too much modification. Like that right now, the only couple of bolts holding it, it fits so perfect. I know the newer body style fits why.
Just thought I'd throw it out.
Yeah,
didn't know
I mean,
if you had
We might
anticipated
see,
it.
but
I mean, we might as well get rid of it if we're gonna have a newer, and it's gonna be a different fit than, so.
as far as I foresee though, I'll run out for the next 13 years. So I'm probably gonna retire running next year, bring my other stuff in. Use a truck, so I'm done. Just go 2 year retirement, I'm not for pretty close. So.
Get rid of it, then there's no sense letting it lay around there, so.
Yep.
It was just a
Water
thought,
enough
so.
stuff. That, and I thought about that, but we have to store it up there.
Yeah.
Disappear or something.
Parts fall apart, yeah.
Yeah, disappear or something. So. Other than that, that's about it.
All right, thank you, chief.
Sir.
All right, let's move on to cemetery.
Just as you'll know, this Memorial Weekend, we had cemetery prepared for visitors. It was placed down in the Veterans Place. It was very, very nice, very attractive. So, thank those organizations and working hard. We talked to Mrs. Silvers and we worked out the issue with her. She asked for help on a couple other projects to put down mulch, so we are going to be doing that for this week. Otherwise, things are going very well.
Did you talk with those two?
Yes.
Pretty soon.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, Chris and John and Susan and Wesley and I all met in the cemetery.
Okay, just wanted to make sure because I don't want to get blindsided by that again. I mean, it's unfortunate it happened, but we've got to be careful. These are people's loved ones, and they've got to be careful. I mean, I understand their circumstances, but we have loved ones. We got to be respectful.
So he's taken care of.
Good, good. Thank you. thank you all for taking care of that. Okay, well, let's move on to Public Works then.
Okay, Congress Street, as you know, is paved, and now has tire mark on it, but I don't think it didn't, I stopped and looked, I don't think there's any, other than just marks on the top.
I haven't been down, but I just, people, I
We have absolutely no idea when that project will be finished, because DOH has to come and finish the corners, pave that portion, and they're supposedly gonna make this a seamless thing, you know, just blend right into the other. I'll believe that when I see it.
Yeah, I will too.
And once we get past July first, we'll get on paving Rockwell, Blackwood, and Beacon Street, by the post office. Those are our next three up. And what we're going to do is we're doing the whole thing. Because if we try to do it, divide it, what's ours and what's the state's, it's not even half the full road this way. It's down the middle of the road.
Right.
So there's no point. So that was one of ours that we're just gonna keep, maybe we can try down the road to get DOH to reimburse. Yeah, I don't know. We took the new garbage truck up to Ricky Hoffman just to do a full DOT kind of inspection. There's some stuff we're gonna need to do. More like gaskets that are starting to show wear we're gonna have to replace.
Right.
Nothing major, but things that he said, I mean, it's not your typical inspection, a DOT inspection,
Right.
it's very thorough, so just he's letting us know stuff that down the road we're gonna have to do. But he has all the information on, so anything we have with that, I mean, get the parts and that like this.
Right, that's
That's
right.
why we did that. We've had, I don't know if Rodney talked to you about the dump truck deadline. Did we show you what they did the first time?
Yeah,
Well,
I
so
didn't
we
see
took it
it.
up there to get, primarily it was for the sides and the tailgate, to protect them from rust, etc. Whoever did the thing, they did a really crappy job on the walls inside the bed. They did a beautiful job on the outside and of sticking it to the bed of the dump truck. So if you were to go pick up a load of gravel and you go to dump it, the whole bed is going to be, one layer of gravel is going to be stuck to the bed.
Yep.
So Rodney came and I said, go back and dump it. This is, I mean, talked to my owner, the guy was like shocked that this guy just said this was done. So they had to totally take it all off the bed of the dump truck, redo the sides. When they did it originally, painted the outside of the tailgate. I guess they didn't realize that the blue thing was a license
Yeah.
plate or something. It was
Right
just
over.
like jet black. You couldn't read a thing. So anyway, it's all been rectified and they took care of what they had.
The owner took care of it. He was very upset from what I understand, so, and I thank the owner for taking responsibility for it. So.
We
but-
talked a little bit about, somebody asked me a question about the old antique mall with that gate closing the road.
Mhm.
That is from where Mercer ends by the funeral home. That is private property.
That he owns that
So
property.
they are fully within their rights to keep their property.
He owns
Now,
that
if
property.
anybody asks you that question, they're within their rights to have that gate. All the other equipment for public works is in good shape. And I won't mention the word for it because I have it against it. Seems crazy. Yeah, I'm done.
All right. Well, let's move on to ordinance then.
The ordinance committee met this evening at 4:30, and, as you know, last week we tabled, ordinance 2021-25-01, for this week. We talked in the committee, and we thought that we would bring it up for a first reading. And what this is an addition to what is already on the books. And this is the law that Kenny Christie and Vince Kidwell did on demolition. What this does and what we were interested in at the time was after a building had been torn down. So we took it to Richard Gould Committee and I believe you were
Right.
in on this meeting. And just, how can we put more assurances on proper insurance, proof of ownership, representation of the owner, said, liability insurance, proof of licensed contractor oversight, perimeter security, a time limit on completion. I think at one time they had a tearing down of a building that went on for years, you know, about 180 days with this, and they can extend if they want. It has to be posted, you know, people know about it, and we used to post all of them out there. And so when these things are done, then the permit can be granted. I can bring this forward as a first reading if you like, and then we can always, you know, then after 2 weeks, please, you know, there's this, you know, in the second, between the first and second reading, and come in, make any changes. But it's to kind of tighten up and give more security.
Right.
Because that last one, you know,
Right.
we were very uncomfortable with how that went. So, I mean, I can read the whole thing if you like. I can just read the title, ordinance 2021-05-01, structure demolition application requirements, adding section 5, demolition of non-emergency status structures. I make a motion that we pass this for the first reading.
I have a motion, a second on the floor, to, the first reading for ordinance 2021-05-01, structure demolition application requirements, adding section 5, demolition of non-emergency structure, or status structures. Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? We have one opposed, just.
Very good.
Okay, everybody get, if you haven't read it already, it will be posted or we can send it to you. I think it's probably already been sent email, I think. But anyway, so that you can look at it, make sure next meeting that everything's there, or if we need to add or take something out or whatever. We can do that between these 2 weeks before the next meeting.
We also, I talked to the committee about a meeting date for the county planner and permitting office. And it was asked at the last meeting that this be done after July 1st, so Chris could be involved, and that's fine. I've written to Alex Moore, who is the county planner, and the county administrator, Stephanie Allmore, about a date that would be convenient for them, since they're helping us out. And I do think we should arrange something that we can go to them, and they can easily sit and ask, you know, answer questions on how they do this, and if we plan to follow their lead, there they are.
Right there it helps.
But I don't have a date yet, and if you all have any kind of, you know, you wanna let me know, and then I can try to program something that as many people as possible who want to attend can attend. You did that, and that's gonna be bad for everybody.
When he gets back, yeah, that first week, maybe we can do something that works a lot.
Yeah.
Get with him.
We already switched our meetings for July, correct?
Right.
Yeah, we did. So, that and let's see, new parking ordinance amendment. Okay, you know, just up late, we passed the parking ordinance, and the fees involved in the parking ordinance do not fit our tickets. So,
Or the fine chart that's currently, so we're just gonna take the figures from the chart that we already have tickets for, and just change the amounts.
and I
It'll
think
be less, but it's fine.
it's okay, and I think it was more about clarification of the law than up in the font. I
Right,
think
yeah,
that
right.
was the most
Yeah, we
important
want
thing.
clarification so that the chief.
Yeah, so he would have problems.
Right.
So that's good, so,
Okay.
okay, thank you.
Thank you.
What dates do we have the July meetings?
These,
I'll have it back here.
Remember now.
the 13th and 27th. We're getting this down from.
I
Yeah,
think
we
we
just
did.
a week.
Yeah.
The
So
second
I
was.
think we went 13th and 27th. should have it.
Yeah, 13th and 27th.
Yeah, so you gonna do around, or you're gonna have swearing in on the 1st of July?
Yeah, I'll be around. I'm gonna leave on the third, probably
Okay.
the afternoon of the third, or the morning. So, yeah, we should be good to go. So, yeah, we can do that on the first. Everybody can come in. The judge will swear me in, and I'll swear you guys in.
Water.
Okay. Waterworks, Chris is out. Did he leave anything with you?
No, other
Okay.
than we're still moving along with the small city block grants, easements,
Okay.
stuff.
So we'll be back. All right, this is the point that comes to anybody that has anything that needs to be brought before town council. At all, anybody? All right, I will entertain a common consent to adjourn the meeting.